Hello students, let's read the problem. And it says, what is the value of k such that 2x minus y equals 8 and 3x plus ky equals 6 where both lines are parallel? Record your answers and fill in the bubbles on the grid below. Okay, so we're looking for the value for k, right? And that is going to be on my second equation, right? And what we do know is that both lines are going to be parallel lines, right? And what comes to your mind when I say parallel lines? Yeah, they are lines that they never meet, they never intersect, but there's something else important about the slope. Okay, the slopes are the same. Okay, now if you notice the first equation that is given to you, and I'm going to write it down here, it's 2x minus y equals 8. But I know that it's not on slope-intercept form because the y is not by itself. Therefore, I cannot say, oh, the slope is 2 because it's next to the x. No, right? This is actually in standard form, right? Now, in standard form, we're going to write down ax plus by equals c, right? Now, that is a standard form. If you want to, we could actually leave y by itself, right? We could solve for y, and that way I'll find my slope a little bit easier because I can identify a slope if it looks like this. And I'm going to write it down over here. If my equation looks like this, then I know that the slope is the m. But in this case, y is not by itself. So when I have the standard form, I can actually use this little formula here to help me find the slope if I don't want to leave y by itself. Okay, so my formula says that if I want to find the slope for this one, I will need to write down negative a divided by b. Is that right? And in this case, a is going to be a 2. Is that right? Look, that's a. And b, well, I know what you're thinking. Is it just a negative means? When there's no number, it means -1. Is that right? So my slope for this one is actually -2 divided by a -1 gives me a +2. So I know my slope, it's 2 right now. Okay? So what else do I know about my problem, my second line? Okay, so this is my second line. And I do know that they're parallel, therefore the slope is the same, right? And on this other one, look at what I'm going to write down. I'm going to write down 3x plus ky equals 6. That's my second line. But I want to find if it's true that the slope is 2, right? Now, the reason for that is because look what I'm looking for. I need to find k. Is that right? So when I write the standard form, it's really going to help us find k, because this would be ax plus by equals c. Is that right? So basically k is nothing else but the b. Is that right? And I know that in my equation, it can help me find b because my little formula says that we need to divide negative a over b. Is that right? And I do know m. M is equals to a 2. And I do know a. Is that right? And a, it's the number that is right next to the x in this one, which is 3. You guys follow me now what I'm trying to do? So what we're going to do is we're going to replace some values here. Okay, so let's start with m. Well, m, it's 2. Or I can say 2 over 1. Right? It's the same thing. Equals negative. Now a, it's equals to a 3. And b, I do not know it, but I'm going to write down the k. Because at the end of the day, that's what I'm looking for. I want k. Now, isn't this a proportion, guys? So proportions, you can always do cross multiplication. Is that right? And 2 times k is 2k. And 1 times -3 gives me -3. Since I want to find k, I need to divide by 2. And 2 divided by 2 is 1. And negative 3 divided by 2 is negative 1.5. And this will be the value for k. Very different approach, right? Okay, a little bit from 8th grade, a little bit from algebra, and that's my answer. Therefore, I'm going to write down negative and then 1.5. Notice how that my decimal has its own space. Okay, don't forget to bubble in the negative. This is 1, and my decimal is already there, and this is 5. And that will be the answer for us.